This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss of WDWNT.com, and here now are the top Disney park stories from around the world for September 19th, 2022. In another update of COVID-19 policies at Walt Disney World Resort, we noticed the removal of the COVID-19 warning from the Walt Disney World website and as well the My Disney Experience app, concluding a series of COVID-19 policy rollbacks that began at the beginning of the year. The website no longer shows a COVID-19 warning at the top, which used to be several paragraphs. It was quite a bit of text, concluding the safety measures Walt Disney World had put in place for the pandemic. I think they're all over at this point. This comes just after President Biden said, quote, "The pandemic is over," in an interview with 60 Minutes yesterday. Previously, the website had a large section at the top of warning and information about COVID-19. They were simplified earlier this year, but now, again, gone completely. The Experience Update page with health and safety information was still live at the time that we ran the story. At this time, the COVID-19 pop-up warning has disappeared from the app as well, with the pop-up no longer showing up and all updates directing back to the Walt Disney World website. Disney has filed a patent for a possible AR or VR attraction that would not require guests to wear 3D glasses or other headgear, which is great because I rode Mario Kart in Japan and the headset for that AR stuff is just kind of junky. The system would utilize a projection screen and beam splitter carefully positioned around a physical scenic space to create the virtual object, reminiscent of the Pepper's Ghost effect used in the Haunted Mansion and beyond. Here's a description of the patent's abstract, quote, "A controller operates the projector assembly to project left and right eye images towards the projection screen. The left and right eye images are then directed to left and right eye positions, so a viewer with eyes positioned at the left and right eye positions receives a virtual object concurrently with light from the physical scenic space. In the figure you're looking at, the diamond is the virtual image." That'd be pretty cool. Walt Disney World announced back in February of 2019 that a new play pavilion would replace the Wonders of Life pavilion at Epcot, which had been a festival center for the many Epcot festivals in the years between. More details were released later that year, and construction began on the old pavilion's roof in early 2020. The roof tiles were completely replaced by early 21, and no work had been seen at the Play Pavilion since, with rumors that plans had been significantly scaled back or even canceled. And it wasn't mentioned, as we had speculated it wouldn't be, at the D23 Expo this month. Now, for the first time in at least a year and a half, if not more, we saw crew members working on the roof of the Play Pavilion. The two crew members on safety cables were working on tiles near the Play Pavilion's entrance. Another crew member was further up near the top of the dome building. Crew members near the entrance were using socket wrenches to tighten nuts and bolts. The theory we had was that there was a leak again. Before they did the roof work, there were some leaks and problems in that area. So simply, it is still believed that they're not really working on this pavilion, probably so much as doing preventative maintenance for when they decide to do whatever with this space in the future. But we'll keep you posted as we learn more. Who knows what's going to happen with this building? Recently, we shared that the American Adventure will be closed for refurbishment starting on September 19th. That was today, and obviously the refurbishment did begin. There's no sign outside to indicate that the show is closed. The only change you can see is the absence of show times. The building itself is open, and the Voices of Liberty are still performing inside throughout the day. You can check the app for those times. The area that leads to the American Adventure show, though, is roped off. Guests obviously cannot get through. Quick update, Celebration 40, our celebration of 40 years of Epcot Center is coming up in just a few days. I wanted to tell everybody about it in case you missed us talking about it on the last show. It's going to be October 1st and 2nd, 2022. On October 1st, we're going to have a number of free-to-attend meetups at Epcot. So if you want to come meet fellow Disney fans and go on some classic Epcot attractions, maybe some not so classic, we'll let you know what we're going to do that day. You're free to attend. Come, show up, be a part of it. And then on October 2nd, we do have pay-to-attend events here at WDWNT Celebration, which as of right now includes two fantastic series of presentations. Number one, from former Imagineer Tim Delaney, who worked on some of the original concept art pieces for the park. He also worked on Spaceship Earth, Communicore, the Trans Center at the exit of the World of Motion, and was the project lead on the Living Seas. So that was his pavilion in full. We'll get to talk about all that with Tim. And then our good friend Don Dorsey and as well Mark Nichols, the creative team behind Illumination's Reflections of Earth, will tell you everything you ever wanted to know about the making of that show. And for the first time ever, Don's going to reveal a look at the shows that were thought about before Illuminations, Reflections of Earth, what the show could have been otherwise. Some really crazy, interesting concepts there. If you want to join us in person for that, tickets are currently on sale to our some of our WIGS members, the WDWNT Interglobe Society. That's through Patreon. Our top 2 levels currently can buy tickets, and then on Tuesday, it's going to open up. Well, I think that happened already. What's today? Oh, today's Monday. No, it didn't. Then on Tuesday, we're going to open up to all levels of WIGS membership with that registration. And from that point on, then we will eventually open registration to the general public. But we do only have room for 100 guests in this building. WDWNT Celebration is only so big. So we do expect that maybe the event will sell out just to our WIGS members. So it may be a good time to join if you haven't already, if you want to be here in person on October 2nd to see those presentations and meet those people. And we may add more. We may or may not. We're waiting to hear from a couple more guests possibly joining the event. But nonetheless, if you can't be here in person, you can join us digitally, and digital streaming tickets for Celebration 40 are on sale now at events.wdwnt.com. It is $10 to get that whole day of presentations. A majority of that $10 does go to Give Kids the World Village here in Orlando, a fantastic charity. We're doing this event as a totally not-for-profit endeavor, so whatever's left over in the end is going to Give Kids the World. If you are a WIGS member, though, we do knock that streaming price in half down to $5, and that full $5 does go to Give Kids the World. That's the donation portion of that, essentially. So we thank you for your support, and hopefully you find this is a great way to mark 40 years of Epcot, because we don't really know what Disney's doing other than releasing merchandise at this point. We noticed while visiting Epcot that one of the escalators in the Land Pavilion was not operating today, and this comes a few days after a pair of Crocs got stuck in the upward escalator. That's right, the escalator that goes up on the left side of the building. Pair of Crocs, both of them jammed right in the top of there, and since then, the escalator's been out of service. What's funny is this escalator has been out of service a lot since the park reopened from COVID. This seems to happen a lot. And it just keeps happening. We're unsure of when this elevator or escalator will reopen. Until then, there are elevators. They get overcrowded a bit because it is everyone that's in a wheelchair or scooter does have to use those. So there could be a little bit of a wait for those. There's also stairs next to it if you need stairs. But let's also remember that escalators, when not operating, are also stairs, but they're still not letting you go up them either way. During our most recent trip to the Connections Eatery in Epcot, we noticed a mysterious dispenser that was labeled Zesty Signature Sauce. And while we didn't have a Big Mac or a Whopper on hand to try the sauce, we decided we had to try it anyway. It tasted like a mix of mayonnaise and honey mustard with a hint of cayenne. It was like a French dressing with mustard. We would describe it as tangy, not zesty, and there wasn't any spice. It was a bit heavy on the stomach, though. But if you do like this kind of sauce, you can put on your burgers. Want to be weird, put on the pizza, whatever you like at Connections Eatery. Go for it, kids. Right into that apple milkshake, just put it in there. Trying to imagine the perfect outfit to match the new Figment ear headband? Well, Disney's got you covered with the new Figment dress. It's coming soon to shopDisney and as well the Walt Disney World Resort. The ears debuted at the D23 Expo but arrived on shopDisney shortly thereafter. They indicate that the dress and the ears are part of the Epcot 40th Anniversary Merchandise Collection. A release date is not listed for the dress at time of publication, but we do know that most of the Epcot 40 merch is supposed to come out specifically on October 1st, so we may have to wait till then to get this. The most magical place on earth is a great way to celebrate the Christmas season. However, you might want to act fast if you intend to celebrate at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, as one date has sold out already. While not the first date of Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, November 10th is the first date to sell out. November 10th was one of the cheapest dates for the party, coming in at $149. For our guide to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party dates, you can check out our website. We discovered 3 new MagicBand Plus designs available at the Emporium in the Magic Kingdom. There's a Jafar and Hades MagicBand Plus for $44.99. The limited release Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway MagicBand Plus, which of course has to feature Chubby the merchandise bird for $44.99 as well. And last but not least, a limited release Princess Jasmine MagicBand Plus, also $44.99. A new Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa ear headband has joined the matching Loungefly backpack in Curious Clothiers. It's $39.99. The headband itself is blue, while the ears are white imitation leather. The bow in the center is blue lace. It's adorned with a golden Mickey Mouse head. The ears have the Grand Floridian logo all over them, surrounded by flowers with some hidden Mickeys. On the left side of the headband is a placard stating Disney Loungefly, and the back of the ears has the same pattern as the front. The other side of the headband reads Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. Last week, Walt Disney Imagineering released a special video to commemorate 70 years of progress with all 6 resorts around the world represented. And within the video, eagle-eyed viewers may have caught the Tock Croc, the mischievous crocodile from Peter Pan, making an appearance. The video shows off 70 years of Imagineering's innovations with a hearty look at more recent projects as they were created, from Flight of Passage to Enchanted Tale of Beauty and the Beast. But for a brief few seconds, we see a screen featuring Tick-Tock, eyes bopping in rhythm, and all as an Imagineer gestures towards the screen. Considering Fantasy Springs is the only Peter Pan project underway at Disney, it seems safe to assume he will somehow be a part of the upcoming attractions at Tokyo Disney Sea. Of course, Fantasy Springs is a nearly $2 billion expansion opening sometime next year at Tokyo Disney Sea, featuring 4 new rides. Those are not flat rides, carnival rides. Those are 4 ride-through attractions with areas themed to Tangled, Frozen, and Peter Pan. Of course, one of those rides is specifically geared towards Peter Pan and Flying with Peter Pan and the Lost Boys. The other ride is a Tinkerbell attraction. Obviously, this could be for either of those, but based on the scale of the Imagineers and such, we think this is for either the queue or some portion of that Peter Pan e-ticket. We'll have to wait and see what it is actually a part of. Thursday on CNBC, the host of Squawk on the Street made an unfortunate slip of the tongue when mentioning a recent interview with Bob Chapek, accidentally referring to him as Bob Paycheck, all before quickly correcting himself. While a nickname that is on many fans' minds, Bob Chapek is likely not the fan of being referred to with that name. I know many have called him that already. This may have been a quick slip of the tongue, or maybe it was intentional because it's CNBC. It's part of Comcast's, a rival company. Who knows? But either way, it made its round on social media. Everyone's talking about it, and the public beating up of Bob Chapek continues. For the absolute latest Disney Parks news, head on over to WDWNT.com and follow us on your favorite social media platforms. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, the Vacationeer, the engineers of your next magical vacation. Sit back and let their team of vacation planning experts craft your family's next magical Disney trip. The best part, their services are free. Visit WDWNT.travel for details. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to WDW News Today on YouTube for more great content, and click the bell for notifications. Also, hit select all notifications so you never miss an episode of the show. And of course, you can support the entire team behind the show by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying, enjoy the rest of your today. Have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
Welcome to Deep in the Plus. Each week, join host Rob Whiteside as he and a panel of Disney superfans take a different movie or TV show from the Disney Plus catalog. They'll tell you its history, details, and give their review, so you'll know if it's worth your time. Current shows, classic movies, and everything in between. Watch Deep in the Plus live Wednesday nights at 9 Eastern for new episodes, or catch Deep in the Plus anytime on YouTube on WDWNT TV.